So, here is what I wrote. At 6:42, the sun stopped shining. Brian, in his studio apartment, sat with his head leaned back and his back against the wall. He liked to keep the window open when this happened. Down below, the people yelled, "Get out of my way! Move!" The cars honked, knowing they were too late. Soon, it began. The fighter jets. The whir and the whoosh, so loud and so close to buildings, it seemed like they were going to crash. Despite 3 months of this, people still screamed. It's another reason Brian liked to keep the window open, to remember he did this. It was an honest mistake when he bombed the Chinese embassy. Those were the coordinates he received, or his dyslexia thought he received. So in the helicopter, that's where the heavy metal fell and exploded the building and his career. Brian spent weeks blaming himself. It wasn't hard when being beaten and interrogated by the upper echelon of the military. They told him he was lucky he was going to live. Sitting in his apartment where his electricity and water were shut off, he didn't feel so lucky. Although he kept the window open as a reminder of his failure, he also couldn't shut it because it was so hot he'd suffocate. So he crawled to the window and stared at Bill, who sat at the roof of the building across the street. He and some other guys took shifts. Brian waved. This time, he thought he saw a slight head nod. Bill was a good guy, good at his job. Brian felt the most guilt about bringing his friends into this bloodbath he caused. What was worse, though, is his friend Bill had to keep his loaded rifle perched, waiting for the signal to shoot.